jamás será, nunca será tu ilusión. La mujer brava no se disculpa por la falta de otro. Mujer brava no le da celo y aprecia su cuerpo. Mujer brava sabe que lo eterno es lo que lleva por dentro. Mujer brava brilla más que el sol, más sol. Ay, cuando la ves por ahí, debes saber que jamás será, nunca será tu ilusión. La mujer brava no se le niega nada, no se le niega nada, no se le niega nada. Mujer brava no se le niega nada, no se le niega nada, no se le niega nada. Mujer brava, ay, mujer brava, ay, mujer brava, ay, mujer brava, ay. Cuando la ves por ahí, debes saber que jamás será y nunca será tu ilusión.
Hi, I'm KATHRYN Hill. I'm President and CEO of Levine Museum of the New South, and I want to welcome you to HERstory, our celebration of National Women's History Month. We started HERstory about 4 years ago, began with a Family Day celebration right here in the museum. Last year, of course, it was virtual and it was one-day event. This year it's virtual again, but with a difference. We are celebrating HERstory and National Women's History Month all through the month of March on Tuesday evenings, so I hope you'll join us. HERstory and all of our Family Day celebrations are made possible through the generosity of our sponsors, and we are grateful to the Infusion Fund, a partnership between the City of Charlotte and the Foundation for the Carolinas, our very good friends of Bank of America, and of course Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina. National Women's History Month began back in 1978 with a National Women's History Week held in Sonoma County, California. And the event was so successful that it attracted the attention of scholars on the East Coast, most notably Gerda Lerner, who taught the very first women's history class at the college level and really pioneered the field of women's studies. The Sonoma County event also caught the attention of the National Women's History Alliance, and that led to the National Women's History Week in 1980, and then a National Women's History Month in 1987. Every year, the National Women's History Alliance designates a yearly theme for Women's History Month. The 2022 theme is Women Providing Healing, Promoting Hope. And what they say is that this is both a tribute to the ceaseless work of caregivers and frontline workers during this ongoing pandemic, and also a recognition of the thousands of ways that women of all cultures have provided both healing and hope throughout history. Two of the many women providing healing and promoting hope in our community are the sisters Hannah and Sharday HASAN, who are part of Epoch Tribe. Last February, Epoch Tribe held an Artist Day of Healing, filled with healing workshops, live performances, and a virtual vigil in honor of all of those we lost to COVID-19. Hannah HASAN is part of the Levine Museum family. She is a member of our program's advisory committee, We are so fortunate to know her, and we would like to hear directly from her about one of the sisters' latest projects, the wonderful experience that is I Am Queen Charlotte.
Hi there, my name is Hannah HASAN. I am a spoken word artist and a storyteller, and I am also the creator of Queen Charlotte Week. I am so excited to be a part of a week in Charlotte that will celebrate the stories and lives and contributions of Black women in our city. Part of Queen Charlotte Week is that we will have a live stage production on March the 6th at the Belk Theater, where a cast of all Black women storytellers will tell stories about some of the women who are from our city. In addition to that, you'll see a whole group of teen girls on stage, young girls who also are learning what it's like to grow up to be queens. We want to make sure that our whole city knows about Queen Charlotte Week, and a part of that is in sharing and continuing to lift the stories and the poems of some of the really amazing women from our community. So hang tight and listen to this poem from one of the queens that we have honored. Her name is Eden, and she's going to share an original poem about the women that she loves.
My entire life, I have been looking up at the sun and the clouds and the stars, up at my sky. In this sky, I saw other women, always there, shining for me. YouTubers and Instagrammers spreading love and positivity with their content. Models and makeup artists who taught me what true beauty is. Actresses, screenwriters, and directors creating diversity and relatable experiences on the screen. Singers, songwriters, producers, and composers who moved me with their symphonies and musical poetry. Writers, authors, and journalists telling their unique stories and their unique ways, creating worlds so I could escape mine. Entrepreneurs and business owners developing inventions and places I know are meant for me. Designers and artists producing beautiful visual pieces that express their individuality. To these women, I say thank you. You've pushed boundaries and broken down walls, but in the end, you've always still created and established. You built platforms and roads and the strongest infrastructure. You built this world where other girls and myself can say, this is who I am. I am creativity. I am inspiration. I am innovation. You built this world, and here I don't feel rejected or oppressed or unheard. I feel accepted and cherished and safe. I feel loved. And so most importantly, you women have taught me to love others and myself the most. Thank you.
Hi. My name is Lindsay Fairbrother Hennigy, and I'm the School Program and Group Sales Manager at Levine Museum of the New South. Today I want to tell you about just a few of the accomplishments of an amazing woman and native Charlottean, Dovey Johnson Roundtree. She's also one of my personal sheroes. Dovey was born in 1914. She was a protege of Black activist and educator Mary McLeod Bethune, who was a friend of her grandmother's. Dovey was selected by Bethune for the first class of African-American women to be trained as officers in the newly created Women's Army Auxiliary Corps during World War II. This was after Dovey was unsuccessful in enlisting in Charlotte due to being African-American. After the war, Dovey went on to become a lawyer, attending Howard University Law School. Her historic 1955 victory before the Interstate Commerce Commission in the first bus desegregation case to be brought before them resulted in the only explicit repudiation of separate but equal in the field of interstate bus transportation by a court or federal body. That monumental case, Sarah Keyes versus Carolina Coach Company, which Dovey brought before the ICC with her law partner and mentor, Julius Winfield Robertson, was cited by Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy during the 1961 Freedom Riders campaign in his successful battle to compel the ICC to enforce its rulings and end Jim Crow laws in public transportation. Dovey represented Sarah Keyes, a soldier returning from the Korean War, refused to give up her seat on a bus to a white Marine, and she was jailed for that. Something very similar happened to Dovey back in 1943 when she was in uniform on a Miami bus. In 1961, she became one of the first women to receive full ministerial status in the African Methodist Episcopal Church, which had just begun ordaining women at this level in 1960. Her next barrier to break was her controversial admission to the all-white women's bar of the District of Columbia in 1962. Following her death in 2018, the Women's Bar of DC created the Dovey Roundtree rule to guide Washington law firms in increasing the hiring of minority women for leadership positions. Dovey went on to become the founding partner of the Washington, D.C. law firm of Roundtree, Knox, Hunter, and Parker in 1970, following the death of her first partner, Julius Robertson. She was special consultant for legal affairs to the AME Church and general counsel to the National Council of Negro Women. She went on to continue her work in advocacy, and she died at the age of 104 in 2018 in her hometown of Charlotte. Dovey Johnson Roundtree continues to influence and inspire today. In June 2020, amid nationwide protests over the murder of George Floyd, a $40 million donation to Dovey's first alma mater, Spelman College, was named in her honor.